Hello everyone, this is the WinMan here with a video today to introduce my new channel. Basically today I've made this channel and this video in particular to introduce it. Basically to kind of give you an idea of what this will be about for the YouTube channel and kind of what I'll be doing here. It's a bit of a passion project. It's nothing you haven't really seen before. Obviously sports on YouTube is, well, it kind of go hand in hand. And not only that, but a bit of video game content on the side as well, mixing together. It's nothing you haven't seen before on YouTube, but it's more of a sort of passion thing for me, where I quite enjoy, sports and games and whatnot, and I figured I'd make a YouTube channel for it. So basically, I'm going to be starting off the YouTube channel with a rebuild sometime. Not as much of a rebuild as it is just a sort of a fun save, playing with Midlothian on possibly FIFA, I believe. So that's going to be coming up fairly soon. It's going to be, as I said, not so much of a rebuild as they're obviously a pretty solid team in sort of European football, but more so just trying to bring them up sort of the Premier team in the Scottish Premiership, and hopefully bring them to be a bit of a juggernaut in European football. As you can tell by the accent, I'm not Scottish, I'm obviously Australian, but obviously I've always loved European football or soccer, depending on what you call it. I've always loved the sport. And Scottish football's always had just the kind of atmosphere to it that's drawn me in. But as I said, I'm not just a Scottish football fan, I like kind of football all around the world. So possibly I'll be doing quite a few videos on sort of various different teams, mainly on FIFA, but also I want to get into Football Manager as well, so you can expect to see those. And also the format I kind of do on videos is I normally kind of make a single video per idea. So say for example if I'm doing an A-League team, for example, as you can see, I might, rather than make it a series, I normally try and stick to a single video just to keep it simple. So that way it's not too hard on me and not too hard on anyone else watching the video. It's very easy to kind of follow along with. So as an Australian as well, you can also expect some A-League content, where they'll be talking about the league. Actually the finals are currently coming up very soon, so that's going to be good fun. Not just that, but also kind of actually playing through the league as well on FIFA, as well as Football Manager. As an Australian and a football fan, it's kind of hand in hand that I'd kind of be interested in this league. It's not a bad league at all, it just doesn't get a lot of recognition at all around the world, just because it doesn't get as much funding as a lot of other leagues would, and it kind of relies on kind of players from overseas to kind of promote the league as well, which is not a bad thing. It just means that we kind of can't really establish ourselves as an Australian league as much as your European giant leagues overseas. But regardless though, the A-League is very fun. This picture is the best photo I could find as well from the A-League, so to be outdated, there's not 9 teams, there's actually 12 I believe now, so a little bit of an outdated photo, but regardless though, it gets the idea across. You can expect to see some A-League videos from all sorts of arrays in the future, most likely on FIFA and Football Manager, and the occasional little video, but it should be good fun. And as well as that, I'm also been trying to get into the MLS quite recently as well. I feel like it's a very underrated league that just has a bad reputation because it's not a part of Europe, I suppose. Kind of gets looked on a bit negatively because it mainly signs sort of veteran players from Europe that are maybe past their primes. And it's also had a lot of management trouble over the years as well. But I think overall it's a super underrated league, and I've been trying to get into it recently as well. So you can expect to see some videos on that in the future, both on FIFA and Football Manager, and maybe just a bit of talk about the league as well, as I do really want to get into it. I feel like it is very underrated and you should give it a watch if you get the chance. As well as that, you can also expect to see the occasional, a bit more of a niche or smaller sort of scale FIFA or Football Manager video, not just on the Venera International as you can see here, but anywhere in the world. I kind of, as I said, I like football internationally, so you can expect to see some smaller sort of clubs, some smaller nations that wouldn't really get a lot of attention. You can definitely expect to see them on the channel as well, in rebuilds or even Road to Glories, where you kind of rise the way up, going from club to club, trying to get yourself promoted, whether that be as a coach or a manager, or take the whole club up with you. So that could be some fun ideas as well. I may get into at some point. As I said, the small leagues, I like playing with them. They're a bit of a different stage, a bit of a different sort of pace to playing as a bigger club, like a European giant. A smaller club is so much of a more unique experience. So you definitely can expect to see some small scale clubs as well on the channel. Also, you may have heard me speak earlier a bit more about sports channel. Obviously, as you can see, I found this very low res photo of Carmelo Anthony online. Basically, you can also expect to see a lot of basketball content on the channel. I'm definitely a basketball fan. I just enjoy sports in general, and basketball is obviously a very big sport around the world. Obviously not on the same level as football/soccer, but it is up there, and it's a very sort of high-paced sport that's quite easy to get interested in. So you can expect to see some videos of that, especially with the playoffs on at the moment as well. It's obviously the league's quite hot at the moment, going kind of very well. A lot of interesting prospects coming up as well, and some really fun play at the moment as well, with a lot of sort of star players and star teams. So you can expect to see some basketball content as well in the future. And to go along with that as well, I can also say, as a Philadelphia 76ers fan, I found this photo online of Evan Turner, which is surprisingly high resolution, and I kind of thought I would show it off. As my experience as a basketball fan, I'm a Sixers fan. Do with that information what you will, but basically it means that I know that tough times aren't always good in basketball. So I know what it's like to be on a bad team, and also on a good team at the moment right now as well, as we're currently looking like a really hotshot team at the moment. I believe we're 3rd or 4th on the odds. As a Sixers fan, trust me, I've been through this era of trust the process, and I just found this photo of Evan Turner. I feel like, no disrespect to Evan Turner, he was a fun little player to watch in his time, but I feel like he's all the ways kind of the sort of face piece for the rebuild era that we went through. I just found this photo funny a little bit as well, just how high quality it is on Google. But regardless, I'm a Sixers fan, basketball fan. I think times are good for us, so you can expect to see some basketball content on the channel. As well as that, obviously some American football content. I'm not as big of an American football fan as I was a few years ago, but I'm still keeping up to date with the league. I believe the draft's currently going on at the moment. I'm hoping that Joey Porter ends up with the Steelers, obviously, just for the history's sake. It's a very fun sport overall, and I will be putting up some videos at some point, most likely on the NFL, whether it be playoff related or regular season or draft related. It is a very fun sport, so you can definitely expect to see that at some point in the future as well. As well as that, we've also got some baseball on the channel. I'm a big baseball fan, although I have been finding it a bit hard to stay interested as a Pirates fan. Obviously, the rebuild does kind of feel like it's never going to end with the Pirates. But I feel like we've maybe kind of started to turn it around in the last few years with a few really fun prospects coming through. Obviously, O'Neill Cruz, Cabrian Hayes, there's a few really fun players coming through that I feel like can help, maybe not this year, but over the next few years, maybe kind of bring us into the playoff picture a little bit more than we currently are, which is to say, not at all at the moment. But regardless, you can expect to see the occasional baseball video. It's not as big of an interest as mine, but it is up there as well, so the occasional baseball video will be around here and there. If the Pirates become good, you never know. Could become a big baseball channel, never know. But I'm still going to be waiting a long time, I think, for the Pirates to become good, if I'm being honest with you. So overall, the channel is basically intended to be an all-around sports channel. It's not necessarily going to be just one game or one sport or one league in particular. It's kind of everything that might pique someone's interest. I'm going to try and cover on the channel in some way, whether that be talking about it, whether that be playing a game about it. In particular, as I said, my first video coming up is going to be most likely a FIFA video with Hearts in Scotland. That's going to be a fun idea, I think. As I said, I'm more than happy to kind of diversify it up as well. As I said, my kind of routine I want to get into is just making single videos per idea. But if I do want to make a longer series, such as like a Road to Glory, for example, where it's more so a little bit of a series that requires more time, I may have to split it up into more videos. But as I said, I want to keep it all simple, keep it all easy, so I'm going to try to keep it all within kind of one video packages. So that's kind of my introduction for the channel. You can expect to see the Hearts video up fairly soon, as well as a few other videos as well, possibly on some other leagues as well. I think I'm going to try and focus on some FIFA and Football Manager content, as I have been getting right back into soccer recently, especially with the World Cup last year, so you can definitely expect to see some more videos coming up fairly soon on those two in particular. As I said, expect the Hearts rebuild fairly soon, and I just wanted to thank you all for looking at the channel today, and I hope to see you on the Hearts rebuild, so thank you very much, and have a good day.